learn anything? See anything you like?
I thought our goaltender looked pretty good in the net. That was good to see. Jack and Toots on the back end, you could tell when they were out on the ice. And, to be honest with you, I thought Boone Jenner made himself noticeable out on the ice, which is what you want from your young players. He's trying to make the team.
Specifically about Boone, what did you like? I mean, the first period he was all over the place. What did you like in the big picture?
He worked. He worked hard. He battled, competed. You can tell a lot watching guys skate off the ice after a shift, and he was spent. So he was giving it everything he had. I thought he worked hard in the corners and seemed to have the puck. Had a couple decent looks, but I thought he was good for us today.
You've seen him the last couple years, the last few years actually, the progression of him. What's different about him now when you see him play?
That's a tough one for me to answer. When I watch players, I'm picking up things. It's tough to really assess guys in a summer camp. I haven't really seen him play any games, and that's where you can really, unless I'm watch on TV. But for me, coming into camp last year and going, it was only a 6-day camp, but we brought him in, and he was kind of tiptoeing around on the ice more out of respect for the other players. And what I see now is a guy that's come in and he's focused, and to me, he wants to get noticed, and he wants to try to make an impact. And I thought tonight he did a good job.
Todd, most of the time that I've covered Blue Jackets preseason, if you asked around, you would get guys who were taking camp day by day. This group, they are all focused on that opener. I don't think there's a guy in that room that you could ask, when are you playing your season opener, and they wouldn't be able to tell you October 4th versus Calgary. Do you have that up on a whiteboard somewhere? Have you stressed it in practice? Where does that single-mindedness come from?
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about it and being ready for October 4th. I'll tell you one thing that does concern me, though, right now is are we waiting for October 4th and thinking that there's going to be a switch and we're just going to turn the switch on? And what I mean by that is, kind of right now I feel like we're you got some guys that are really pushing, and you got some guys I think that are cruising through right now. And I don't want us, because if that is the case, and obviously it's my job to get these guys ready to play October 4th. But if we're going around with that mentality that, I want to get through these games and then we're going to turn it on, it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. And we're going to be caught off guard a little bit if that's our outlook going in. So there's some guys that our approaches to these games and to this next week, I think we got to get a little bit more intense and more ready.
Todd, with the split squad and some of the guys playing their first games and some of the guys not even known, in camp for a couple days, were you looking for mostly effort out there tonight and, going 100% and giving that effort? Look
for effort every night. Your effort, to me, and this is true of anything in life, is what you tell your kids at home is your effort should never be questioned at what you do. Doesn't matter if you're doing schoolwork, doesn't matter if you're working a 9-to-5 job, doesn't matter if you're playing hockey or any type of sport. Your effort should never be in question. But that's what we want, and everything we got last year was through our effort. We're a talented group. We got some speed. We got some good things, but we were a hard-working team. And right now, first period, it wasn't there as far as the collective work and working together out on the ice. And I think it was along the same lines as Sunday's game in the second period there.
Do you feel at this point that you have more guys who have the right approach? Or more guys who are eyeing October 4th and just getting there?
Well, that's my concern. And I have yet to see everybody play. You got some guys who are veteran guys who are trying to lead and do the right things, but we don't have everybody doing it right now. And again, I do understand it's game one and there's going to be some rust and might lead to some sloppy play, but the effort shouldn't be questioned.
Todd, how crucial is trying to get a fast start this year, given that momentum you had coming off of last season, and then also the slower start that you had at the start of last season?
We've stressed it this year about getting off on the right foot. The first couple of days of camp were good. I think players are all charged up. I think they understand what happened last year and where our fault was. And our fault was the beginning of the season. And I think there were some legitimate reasons for that. So it's something that we have talked about. And it is, I wouldn't say it's critical, but it is important. It's important for our fan base here. There's expectations they have. There's expectations I have. There's expectations that our players have. And part of that expectation is getting off on the right foot. And again, our framework, our mental framework, again, has to be. Again, that's what concerns me right now. Is just that we feel that there's a switch that we're going to turn on, and again, it doesn't happen that way. Thanks.